All right, so here we go. I think I have this set up correctly now. So what I said last time is I started getting into like a preamble of the video without checking any of my sound sources, and now I check them and I think they're okay. I set up a background this time, which I don't normally do in my videos. It's an old video of the band playing together, also with some uh, or some suggested videos. I guess you can see what I've been watching recently. I guess hip hop instrumentals. Anyway, um, the I haven't recorded for a while. I haven't done anything with music for a bit. Some of that was because I have a hernia that I've had for a long time that's going to be operated on next Friday, so it'll be good to get that handled. Um, that's been a bit stressful. Work's been a little bit stressful. COVID hit the airline industry pretty hard, as anybody could tell if they looked at the news, which means there's Boeing doesn't have infinite money anymore, I guess. So all of the companies that work for Boeing are being impacted pretty hard. But I have work until November. After that, I might need to look for a new job. So I'll figure that out when it comes around. Maybe I'll spend that time doing a bunch of music stuff. I don't know. There's also my parents' company, Hiring Solutions, that has they don't have any proteges or anybody taking up the mantle on that. And I'm guessing in the next 20 years, maybe. Even though my parents are both in great health now, they're probably going to want to retire. 20 years is a long time, so it's not a big deal. I didn't shave today. That's one thing I didn't prep correctly for, but that's kind of a background of where everything is right now. For me, if I'm going to do a more in depth, like what's going on in my life, YouTube video, I will plan it out better. So I think that's enough of a rambling intro about what things are going on right now. So the reason I'm making this video at all, and I'm gonna split it into two parts, I think, is Zach found an old recording of the band playing at the Big Fish Pub. So I chose the background here of not the Big Fish Pub because we have no pictures from it. There's no video to this audio recording, but there is audio, which is fun. And I thought it would be interesting to go through the songs. I'll let the whole song play, and then we'll have a YouTube version of it, split at the 20-minute mark, and I'll say a few things about the songs as it goes. I'll try to keep each chunk around 30 minutes, so 10 minutes of rambling after, or less for this first part. Anyway, let's listen to the first bit.
You guys are all set in your stage. All right, cool. Hello, everybody. We are Magic Murder Bag. We're going to play some songs for you. That was a check. Yeah, we actually sing sometimes. All right.
So the funny thing about that song is I didn't even remember it. I think it's something that Zach, Matt, and I came up with. And well, I wrote most of the song, so I probably wrote that one. But I think we only practiced it probably like 10 times, and we were like, yeah, whatever, let's just open with it. It's also a good example of every once in a while I tried to write like rockabilly type songs. That's one that could have evolved into that, but with a lot of songs that I have written, I get tired of them very quickly. So instead of fleshing out the idea completely and writing a song around it, I just write two parts and then I'm like, I'll just repeat this 3 times and then that'll be the song. So that's a good example of kind of a throwaway song. It is a good one for doing level check and asking people like, hey, is the bass, drums, everything okay? Except it has no vocals. So anyway.
A lot of time sitting here full of nerves. I'm thinking it's gonna all be over with soon. I can't hide from it, won't just go away. Everything I've done so far all leads up to this day. Time to make a stand, I can't back down. I have to get this over with now. Diving in the pools of icy cold. My body goes numb. It feels like I'm floating. It's moments like this, everything is so clear. Crushed into focus for just a moment. I have to hold up front, cause we see seeding me inside. The slightest signs we get all downhill from here. With a bit of luck, I'll make it through this alright. Breathe in slowly, choke on the steam, your own imminent failure. Diving in the pools of icy cold. My body goes numb. It feels like I'm floating. It's moments like this, everything is so clear. Crushed into focus for just a moment. Instincts and reflexes carry you down. Feel the weight of it finally crushes. Yeah! Drummer says you can't hear guitar very well in the back. Can you?
How about that smoke? It's fancy.
Who likes fog? I do. This next song is about cars in general.
I'll rewind that a little bit. Okay, to go over that last song, I don't even remember what that song is called. I don't remember song titles very well in general. I have trouble even remembering the names of the band that we had. Magic Murder Bag, FS. Those are the two names. But that song, I like it. It's one of the songs that I wrote that I think is decent. It has softer parts, which are nice, and it's got a good scream in it. The lyrics aren't embarrassing like a lot of the other songs that I wrote. They're kind of, I guess, desperate sounding, but that's good, I guess. In my opinion, it's. I know it's about playing shows. It's about being very nervous about something coming up and potentially just collapsing under the pressure, which when you're first playing live shows or doing something that scares you, you feel like you will just collapse. So it's more of like a high school me reflecting on what it felt like to do anything that was scary. Um, anyway, what else is there? Oh, I guess first I also I noticed while that song was playing, I'm not wearing headphones, which I probably should be, so that I'm not getting bleed through to the mic. So I'm gonna stop this here. Also, we're way sloppier than I remember us being. I I I don't know. Like, I wish we had more recordings with the other lineup to the band, which was Chris, Zach, and I. Which I know Chris was. He was a very solid drummer, and I think no offense to Matt, he was very energetic and uh, really liked being in a band, and he did practice, but he's just all over the place on the bass. It doesn't help that the mix has the bass way in front, so and I'm sure he's super excited. Speaking of what that song was about, it's very nerve wracking to play shows. And I don't remember how many shows we played with Matt versus with Chris. I think if I had to guess, I think the first band lineup was Zach, me, and Aaron. We played like 3 shows maybe. And then we found Chris, and we played probably about 20 shows. And then with Matt, we played maybe 8, is my guess. That's just throwing numbers out there. I really wish I had been more proactive in recording them. But really, the reason I played music actually has a lot to do with the song that just finished. I need to sneeze. I guess it's just going to go away. Oh, well. Anyway, when something's really nerve-wracking to you and makes you very nervous, I think it's good for you to do. So the first show I ever played was with Kyle and Garrett, at least the first one that I remember. And I don't remember what order they came in. There was a battle of the bands that Kyle signed us up for, that Garrett and I were like, what the hell are you doing? That was in some Glendale outdoor auditorium on grassy hills that you could sit on. And it was terrifying. It was the scariest. One of the scariest things I've ever done. And then the other show that we played was the Mason Jar. So that show was to like 100 people. There were a lot of people there. It was a very scary first show. I was playing drums in that show, and I know I messed up a bit, at least a couple times. There's a recording of that show out there somewhere. It's very bad. It was a Battle of the Bands, I think, show, and what I really saw there was, man, there are some kids that really put in a bunch of time and are very good, and then there's us who, kind of cobbled together a band and didn't practice that much, and we're still very loose. So anyway, the other show was at the Mason Jar, and it was with 2 people. It was some girls Kyle knew, and then the bartender, and that was equally terrifying, which is hilarious. I remember the most memorable part of that show is Kyle wearing huge baggy pants and his knees shaking so much that you could see it through the pants, and he's like, I can't stop my knees from shaking into the microphone, which is hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to put on a headset, and I'll go through the next couple songs. This is, I guess, the first video cut off of me reminiscing about old shows and talking about songs. So hopefully this will all be interesting. Anyway, see you again soon.